In the late 1970s, something terrifying began to happen in the United States. It did not arrive with weapons, explosions, or visible enemies. It arrived quietly, at night, inside bedrooms, inside dreams. Newspapers like the New York Times and Los Angeles Times started reporting a strange pattern. Young Asian men, healthy, with no known illnesses, were dying suddenly in their sleep. No warning, no struggle, just fear, screams, and then silence. Most of them belonged to the same ethnic group, the Hmong. The Hmong were originally from Laos. During the Vietnam War, they had fought alongside American forces in secret operations. When the war ended, the communist government of Laos turned against them. What followed was brutal. Executions, labor camps, entire families raced. Those who survived fled, through jungles, across borders. Eventually, thousands of Hmong refugees reached the United States believing the nightmare was finally over. They were wrong. Years after arriving in America, young Hmong men began complaining of terrifying nightmares. Not ordinary bad dreams. These were vivid, suffocating visions. A presence in the room, a weight on the chest, an inability to move, an overwhelming certainty that something evil was watching them. Many refused to sleep. For days, families reported that their sons would pace the house at night, exhausted but terrified of lying down. Some begged to stay awake, others prayed. Some screamed that it would come if they slept. Eventually, exhaustion won. And then it happened. In the middle of the night, these young men would suddenly wake up, screaming. A scream so full of terror that family members would rush into the room. But before anyone could help, before an ambulance could arrive, the victim was already dead. Between 1980 and 1981, the deaths reached a horrifying peak. In 1 year alone, 26 Hmong men had died this way. All of them were between 1 to 5 and 44 years old. All of them had recently migrated. All of them died in their sleep. Doctors were confused. Autopsy showed nothing. No poison, no injuries, no heart disease, no drugs, no explanation. The media called it Asian Death Syndrome. Later, to remove the racial label, it was renamed Sudden Unexpected Nocturnal Death Syndrome, now linked medically to what is known as Brugada Syndrome. But medicine still could not answer one question. Why the Hmong? To understand that, researchers had to look beyond hospitals and into belief. In traditional Hmong culture, the world is alive with spirits. Ancestors protect the living. Rituals maintain balance. And there is one spirit feared above all. Its name is Dab Tsog. Dab Tsog is believed to attack people during sleep. It sits on the chest. It steals breath. It feeds on fear. In Laos, families performed rituals and animal sacrifices to keep Dab Tsog away. The ancestors stood as guardians, but when the Hmong fled Laos, they believed something terrible happened. Their ancestral spirits could not follow them. Crossing oceans, borders, and foreign lands broke the spiritual bond. In America, they felt unprotected, exposed. Dab Tsog had no resistance now. Nightmares intensified. Sleep paralysis episodes became common. While sleep paralysis alone is not deadly, extreme fear combined with trauma, stress, and belief can trigger lethal cardiac responses. The men were especially vulnerable. In Hmong tradition, spiritual responsibility fell on men. They were expected to confront spirits, bear consequences, and protect the family. Even when women reported similar nightmares, it was the men who died, as if something was targeting them specifically. The fear spread through the community like a disease. Families whispered, elders warned, some attempted forbidden rituals in secret. Others turned to American doctors who had no answers. And then, slowly, the deaths stopped. No announcement, no cure, no explanation, just silence. Some believed Dab Tsog had taken its revenge and left. Others believed the community adapted. Rituals were re-established in new forms. Faith shifted. Fear weakened. Years later, filmmaker Wes Craven read about these deaths. He was haunted by the idea of something that could kill you in your sleep. Something you could not escape. That fear became Freddy Krueger. That idea became A Nightmare on Elm Street. But the real story was never fiction. Real men, real screams, real deaths. And to this day, no one can say with certainty whether it was biology, or belief, or something that followed them across the ocean, waiting patiently for nightfall. Because sometimes, the scariest things are not monsters. They are the fears that survive us, and they do not need permission to cross borders.